Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to another one of my live streams. It's good to see everybody tonight. Um, it's going to be another one of those absolutely pleasant evenings, hopefully. Um, we went live earlier today, did a test stream of Fortnite, and it went successful. Didn't have all the lag like we normally did. Princess Bay really worked on the OBS, and I think we pretty well got the bugs worked out. How you doing, Simon? Good to see you. Um, in the process of doing the test stream tonight, it gave me an idea for the weekend to come, something we've never done before. So I'm excited about that. We'll do an unveiling of that kind of tomorrow. You're good. Good to see you. Well, it's good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving from if you're from the United States. I think you're from the States, aren't you? Um, I got well, I'll go ahead and just talk about it while we're kind of waiting for everyone to come in. We'll talk a little bit about sobriety and what we can be thankful for today. Um, you know, also, well, happy Thanksgiving. Even if you're not from the States, happy Thanksgiving anyways. Um, Real quick, let me get you caught up to speed. I did a test stream earlier, test stream Fortnite, and did a regular match. Took second place. Honestly didn't, I didn't know how far I was going to get. Got a little bit of lag in a couple spots, but nothing major. I mean, it was livable. It wasn't like, where I walked, like 20 feet, and then all of a sudden I'm back at the beginning of that 20 feet. We were running into a lot of problems like that when I test streamed before. Uh, oh, excuse me. And we test streamed for about an hour. Well, I got this idea that since Cinnamon is not going to be live this Saturday, what I'm thinking we're probably going to do is I'm going to open up my stream and go into Fortnite for probably Saturday evening. And if this is the case, it'll be about 7 o'clock my time. I'm going to go into Fortnite, open up Save the World. And I'm going to probably keep where I only do a couple of matches to start with. Basically, do a couple of matches to start with in Save the World. And I just happened to do it. You know what? Let's go over and do this. And I basically opened up and jumped into a Save the World team that it was a bunch of kids, and they were really nice. They were really nice, very friendly kids. They weren't, the squeakers that, sometimes you run into on Fortnite. And they were very accepting. So we had a good time and enjoyed the match with them and made friends with one of them. And, I thought, well, you know what? This might be something to do. So I got the idea, hey, why don't I just, you know, um, do like one or two matches where I go in and open it up, say, hey, basically go and do like someone's, Storm Shield defense, say, hey, I'm live streaming right now. You guys care if I tag along? And be a great way to meet people and, of course, introduce people to the Prince Magnum channel. I think it'd be fun. You know, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Today I can be thankful for that attitude of, hey, let's go have fun. Let's go have a good time. And it was a lot of fun. So I did it, and I'm very glad I did it. And I think we might try to do that this Saturday night, do a couple matches like that. And then after that, anyone else who plays Save the World is more than welcome to join. I think it would be a lot of fun to just marathon it, and we go as long as we can. We're close to monetization anyways. It won't hurt us none. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. We might do that Friday night, actually. So tomorrow night, we might do that instead. Go live at about 6 o'clock in the evening and then just rock and roll to the early hours of the morning for me. And then afterwards, the next day we'll marathon stream Minecraft, a Saturday night Minecraft. And then, I'll go in and continue to work on the world that I'm working on. And then Sunday night, we'll just chit chat, tallywhack, you know, talk about current events in everyone's lives, you know, maybe kind of like, well, we're going back to work, uh, how was your weekend sort of thing. I think, a sit down chat on Sundays would actually be kind of beneficial, kind of let it all out, from everything that happened during the week, and then go into Monday, and it'll be some sort of premiere Monday. I've got some videos that I meant to release earlier this year, and I just couldn't find them. So here we are now, getting rid of that old footage and slowly adding to the new stuff. Of course, then again, hmm yeah. I know Simon. I don't know if you play. I know you play on the regular battle royale for Fortnite, but I don't know if you do Save the World. If you do, you're welcome to join. More than welcome. And let's see. We need to share this out. Hang on. Sorry about that. Hey, what's going on, Ron? You do Save the World? Okay. Ron, I didn't get a chance to post it to the Eclipse chat. Would you toss out the link for me to the Eclipse in case anyone wants to come in? Good evening, Lewis. You do Save the World? Okay, Simon, if you want to join, we'll look at definitely doing that. But the test stream went exceptionally well today. It went exceptionally well. I was really happy with it. Oh, you gave me a like, Lewis. Thank you. I can autocorrect. Never works right anymore. There's so many, Yeah, you're welcome to join. I think you've got me saved into your Epics friends list anyways. But yeah, we were having a good time. So I think what we'll do is I'll do a couple of randoms like I did today. And that was just, let's give it a try. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm just going to do this. Yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun and maybe do one or two rounds like that, go help someone with their storm shield defense, and then just rock and roll. I think that'll be so much fun, and it'd be a great way to make friends with some of the kids that are out there because a lot of those kids during this pandemic don't get out there and make friends. And I thought you guys got to remember I'm all the way through and through, and I think it would be very beneficial to try to be friendly to those kids. That's awesome, Lewis. Princess Faye and I are going to wait till this weekend to do our Thanksgiving dinner because she's got to work tonight. So I got to take her to work here in a little while. And she'll be working till about 7 in the morning. And then she'll come home. I finish out my day at work. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ravens, like, I'll tell you who I need to run with. I got to get Bad Bad to run with me and save the world because I'll tell you what, right now, he's got a really foul mouth from what I understand. He no filter whatsoever, but amazing Fortnite player. And I actually got to play a battle royale Fortnite. Hey, what's going on, Sassy Queen? I love the name. It's such a cute name. It's good to see you today. Good to see you. We did a test stream earlier of Fortnite, and it went exceptionally well. Ron, I know you play, and if you play Save the World, I definitely would love to have. Oh, was it good? That's awesome. I would definitely love to have you join me and say, I know you play a lot of Battle Royale, but I don't know if you've ever played Save the World. It's a lot of fun. Just chilling out. Well, again, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And at the same time, for happy Thanksgiving, I will also. Oh, it's a lot of fun, Ron. It's a lot of fun. Hey, Queen, good to see you. Our Queen Bee is here today. Happy Thanksgiving. Good to see everybody. At the same time, while everyone's celebrating Thanksgiving, I guess you can say I've also been kind of in a remembrance of my ancestors, but that's a. Oh, you only play Friday the 13th or Red Dead Redemption 2? I actually played the original game, Red Dead Revolver. Red Dead Revolver. That is I love that game. That's a lot of. I beat story mode, and I love playing the two-player. It is so much fun. I love it. But I actually played the original Red Dead Revolver on PlayStation 2. Loved it. And the character Red, easy to like, and just a lot of fun to play. Get a couple players on there and get into the CPU stuff. It's so much fun. Yep, and it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Um, so we're kind of expanding the channel a little bit for our live streams because we have to prepare for winter content. Unfortunately, because of the usual. Right, right. And see, I don't, there's a lot of those games. They're neat to look at, but it's definitely not my style. Let me explain. My dear friend, Spaz Baby, you all know Spaz. She's a real good gal. Ooh, well, my prayers are with them. Oh, it's fun though. And Spaz likes to play Dead by Daylight. That's her favorite game. She loves playing it. It's a great chill game for her. Well, here's my thing. Dead by Daylight is neat looking to watch, and you know, but I would not do so well in a game like that, simply put, because there's no way to really truly fight back against what you're up against. The killer in the game, and because of that, I just could not get into something like that. It's definitely not my style. Um, More my style of game, believe it or not. Um, you know, hey Stewie, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, a lot of characters are really hard, especially when they start getting the perks. Now a game that I enjoy, that I could just sit there and play for hours. Um, the original Legend of Zelda, is one I could just sit there and play for hours. Love that game. Another one, Space Invaders for the Atari 2600. I could sit there for hours just playing that game. I mean, pretty much put me in front of Space Invaders and I'm there for hours. I love that game. But then again, that probably doesn't surprise any of you, that I would enjoy a game like that. Yeah, too much tunneling. And then if you guys have never tried it, I definitely recommend it for more of you modern gamers. Definitely give a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild a try if you've not done it yet. That is probably, I mean, I'll tell you all, yeah, yeah. See, a lot of people don't like games like that, but myself personally, I mean, I enjoy the Legend of Zelda franchise. I know some people say certain ones are better than others, and I immediately say y'all need to stop right now. The best one is always the original in this case because if they didn't get the original right, we wouldn't have the franchise that we do today. So there's your Legend of Zelda. Um, yeah, yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. I know Kuko Games has done that numerous. I've watched him do that numerous times. Playing, playing, Friday the 13th, which that does make sense. Real quick, let's see if any of you all can guess who the original killer is from Friday the 13th. Who is the killer, the original killer from Friday the 13th? We'll see if anyone catches this because I know the answer. I actually know that answer. Anybody? The original killer from Friday the 13th. It's Jason's mother. She was the original killer. Yep, there it is. Yep. It was his mom. She was the original killer for Friday the 13th. um, which is kind of a sad backstory too. Alrighty, um, this is sober talk, and here I am, chit-chatting video games with all of you in the gaming community on Thanksgiving. Uh, and after having a successful test stream earlier today, so I'm very happy with that. Project Spirit is back home. My beautiful wife is in the next room, resting, getting ready, resting up for work tonight. I would say life is good. Life is good today. I have money in my pocket. I'm still sober. I'm sitting here talking to you all, enjoying a cup of coffee. A lot to be thankful for. I'm not drunk right now. I'm not drunk. This February 7th will be 15 years since my last drink. You know, that's a lot to be thankful for, considering that I figured I'd long be gone. Yep. Very good, Sassy. Very good. Um, now that we're talking about this, since we're talking, at the moment, slasher flicks. I'm going to tell y'all something interesting. I earlier this year I had a grandmother pass away. She wasn't super old. She was getting up there. She was like barely in her 80s. Um, no, I'm sorry, she was in her late 70s. So that's really not that old, really, if you think about it. And now that I've said that, she's up there in her years, and she passes away just about a month before the pandemic hits, if I remember correctly. So when grandma passes, it really hit the family hard. But let me take you all back in time for a moment. My grandmother loved her slasher flicks. She would just sit there and watch those all day long. That was her thing. She enjoyed them. It was just kind of her thing. Um, so now that I've said, this is the same grandmother that when my mom was getting, oh, thank you so much, Sassy. I appreciate that. I'll take you all back in time. When I was about 31, 32, about 32. And no, I'm sorry, I was 31. It wasn't terribly long after my stroke. And I was getting to where I can, move around a little bit. Well, grandma, we were all sitting there talking about my mom getting remarried. And my mom's been, married and divorced twice and finally found the right one. And things didn't work out with my dad. She was with a different guy. That didn't work out. She doesn't even talk about that one. Then we get with, she gets with my current stepdad, and things are great. So we're sitting there, we're all chilling out, at my grandma and grandpa's, and grandma says, I got two brand new knees, and I want to dance at the wedding reception, but your grandpa doesn't dance. And I looked at grandma and said, Grandpa doesn't dance? He won't dance with you? She's like, nope, that's not his thing. He doesn't dance. She's like, but I would love to dance at the wedding. I said, tell you what, Grandma, and here I am, I'm 31. I said, tell you what, Grandma, I said, I'll dance with you at the wedding reception. I'm not a great dancer. I said, but I can slow dance. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, son. And I said, I'll dance with you at the wedding reception, Grandma. And she said, you'll dance at the wedding reception with me? I said, yeah, if you don't mind dancing with your oldest grandson. And she said, I would love to dance with my handsome grandson. Wedding reception comes, my mom gets married. Lots of wonderful memories from this day. But we're at the wedding, we're at the reception hall, and grandma, a slow song comes on, and I told grandma I wasn't the greatest dancer, but I could slow dance. And I went over there and I said, Grandma, there's a slow song. Do you want to dance? And she's like, is there a slow song? And I said, yes, come on. And she's like, are you sure? And, she starts, and all my aunts chimed in. They're like, come on, Mama, get up there and dance. Get up there and dance with Prince Magnum. And she looks at Grandpa, and Grandpa just smiles, said, go out and have a good time, honey. Go out there with our grandson. I took my grandmother by the hands, led her out to the dance floor, slow danced with her on the dance floor. It was wonderful. And this was before I got with Princess Faye. So I slow danced with her, and here come everybody with cameras. The camera flashes started happening. I don't think my grandmother truly realized it, but I slow danced with her, and then, I took my grandmother back to her seat and sat her down, pretty much blind because of all the camera flashes. There were so many spots in my visions from all the camera flashes, and so it was really sweet. And every once in a while, those pictures will pop up. A little bit later in the evening, another slow song comes on. I rushed over. Hey, what's going on, Grave Taker? Good to see you, buddy. How's Thanksgiving for you? I was telling a story about my grandmother. So I went back over. I said, Grandma, would you like to dance again? She said, You want to dance with me again? I said, I would love to dance with you again, Grandma. So I took my grandmother out to the dance floor, and we slow danced again. And she says, I want to thank you. She said, I have one of the greatest grandsons in the world. Said he danced with me at my daughter's wedding. I've been doing great. Been doing great. We're telling a story about my grandmother that passed away earlier this year, and it all ties into my sobriety. So again, the camera flashes started coming. It wasn't nearly as bad as the first time I took my grandmother out onto the dance floor. And then, I'm a little bit later, my mom came up. She says, Son, I want to thank you for doing that for your grandmother. Said that was probably, she's like, you two really stole the show tonight. Said, rightfully so. She said, I'm proud of you, son. She said, that's, you not only did you honor the promise that you made your grandmother, about dancing with her at the wedding reception, she said, but it was one of the sweetest things you could have done. She's like, I really appreciate you taking the time out. Well, doing this for your grandma. And for years, even after my wedding and everything, my grandma would always tell even my wife, that that's my dance partner right there. He danced with me at the wedding reception. Said, that's my grandson. I'm very proud of him. Said he's a good man. And she would always tell, Princess Faye, take good care of him, you know. So sobriety gave me the ability to be there for my grandmother like that. And I do miss her. I do miss her, but it's one of those things that uh it was hard. It was hard letting her go. It was kind of a surprise. But I've got that, probably probably the greatest memory of when she was alive. Because I don't think, my grandmother, she had her problems and everything, but I don't think I'd ever seen her so alive than taking her out onto that dance floor, and and sharing that dance with her, those two dances at the wedding. I don't think I've ever seen her that alive. I think that was probably one of the greatest moments you could have asked for. So in that regard, I mean, it worked. Um, I couldn't ask for more. So it was wonderful. Um, Y'all should have seen it. Maybe sometime if I can get the pictures from my mom, I'll definitely have to share those out to you all. I think you all would enjoy it. But yeah, slow danced with my grandma at the wedding reception. My mom was very, very proud of me. She's like, that's my son. For the record, because of the romance series, my mom goes around telling everybody, that's my son. He knows how to treat a woman. I'm like, Mom, that's funny as heck. That's my mom for you. And that's one of the great things about sobriety is, despite some of the problems that I've experienced over the years, it's given me the ability to be a decent human being, or, well, that's really not fair. Be strong enough as a human being to be there in the good times and the bad times. That's one of the benefits of sobriety, and I'm very grateful for it. So, if any of you out there, whether you're actually, watching this live or you're watching the playback, just know that, if you're suffering from, drug addiction or alcoholism like me, there is hope. There is hope. And there's always something to be thankful for, you know. So that's where we're at on this. It was a lot of fun, being able to share that moment with my grandma. And I hope all of you got something out of it. But it's a great story, isn't it? I was very proud of that moment. And if I'm grateful that I have the memories of it, that I wasn't drunk. I have the memories of it, that I can relive that moment, those moments anytime I want. It's one of those beautiful things. Um, Sassy, if you're still somewhere in the chat, if you want to hear, I do have one of those tear-jerker stories, one of those sad love stories that happened in my sobriety. If you want to hear that one, I know a lot of people are pretty familiar with it, but I will share it again if you want to hear it. Princess Faye tossed a different vape at me, and because my other ones weren't working right, and I had enough of it. I get when I'm not getting my nicotine, I get really just raw, it's difficult for me. But for those of you who've been wanting me to quit smoking, I'm really only smoking when I'm driving or when I'm on break at work. That's really it. I have cut back that much, and I think the pack that I'm working on right now has lasted me close to 4 days. Close to. Not quite, but close to. So that's the excitement. Um, let's see if the is the chat even moving? All right. So I see a grand total streams really well. It is Thanksgiving, so it is Thanksgiving. Again, I want to mention that that I'm grateful for my sobriety, or as we might say today, thankful for my sobriety. Initially, I forgot that it was Thursday. I knew it was Thanksgiving, but it's like, Thanksgiving and Thursday, it didn't even dawn on me. And initially, I was wanting to do kind of a memorial stream for my ancestors. And I know that it kind of sounds like a slap to the face to a lot of people, but y'all have to remember the history of Thanksgiving. I'm Native American, and basically, what should have been a movement of peace and of a coming together eventually led to the downfall of my people. So a lot of times I get kind of angry about Thanksgiving with what happened to my people. I don't mean to be that way, but it is exactly, what it is. I should be angry because it's still continuing today. But then it's like, today's also sober talk. I can't do that. I need to talk about what I'm actually thankful for, and I'm thankful for my sobriety, and I'm thankful that I can think with a clear head, with a clear head about things, because I would hate to skip out on sober talk. Sober talk is one of um, this is the moment where I get to share what it's like to be in the shoes of, to what it's like to live the sober life. We live in a world today where, well, actually earlier today, I had to explain to someone that the use of marijuana is still drug use. They didn't fully understand why I said that. I said, "Look, are there chemicals in that particular, even though it's grown from the ground, is there chemicals in there that changes the physiology of your body? Does it through the use through the chemicals in it, does it not create a mind altering effect?" Well, yes, it does. I said, well, then that is a drug. I said, that is the essence of a drug. It does something to your body. I said, you don't need it to actually live. Um, and I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to consider it a medicine or if you want to consider it a recreational drug similar to alcohol. Regardless of how you view it, it is still a drug. So I had to explain that to him. And he kind of went, huh, I never thought of it that way. You have to kind of break it out for them and explain it in AA terminology for people to understand that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of those addicts out there and they just don't know it yet. They haven't hit that wall yet. It's like, Well, it's legal now. It may be legal, but so is alcohol. And we have Alcoholics Anonymous for a reason. Um, Sometimes you got to explain this stuff a little slowly for people. One of my personal favorites, well, alcohol is made by a man, and marijuana is grown from the ground. Really? So it doesn't take unicellular fungi called yeast to convert a sugar-laden liquid into alcohol. That's a naturally occurring, microbe. We breathe it. Okay, we breathe, yeast that's in the air, and a particular type creates the alcohol. So you're telling me that's not natural? And then they just look at you. You know, lots of misinformation out there, lots of it. Mm. Yeah, jam finger will feel like that. It'll even swell up and be hard to move for a couple of days. But yeah, you'll know if you actually broke it. Trust me, you will know. There's no guesswork to that. You will know. So, kind of a quiet stream tonight. Real quiet stream. But that's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes we do really good. I think a lot of people were wanting to see me straight, no, sober talk Thursdays. Sober talk Thursdays. Thursday night sober talk. I do look forward to Thursday night sober talk. It's where I get to really kind of, I guess you could say almost let the hair down and talk about sobriety. And I love talking about sobriety. Um, for those that don't know, my sober date again is February 6th. You know, I'm sorry, February 7th, 2006. Wow, I just had a moment, didn't I? That was close. Well, it was close. Last day I was drunk was February 6th. Um, the reason why I didn't drink February 7th is because I had to be at outpatient treatment. That was really interesting. Very interesting. It was definitely interesting. But it was a good, I'm glad I did it. And I would like to tell you, while I was whistling Dixie when I went to my first AA meeting, I was scared to death. The guy who 12 stepped me is no longer with us. His name was, believe it or not, Ron. His name was Ron. The guy who 12 stepped me, real nice guy, kind of a big, stocky built gentleman. And he used to work in the carnival and just really, really a wonderful guy. Hey, Mama Sketch Scars, happy Thanksgiving. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here, celebrating another evening of continuous sobriety. February 7th, February 7th, it's going to be a grand total of 15 years since I stopped this thing and got into living life. How crazy is that? I was actually just talking earlier in the stream, I was talking about my grandmother who passed away earlier this year and was sharing the memory of when my mom got remarried. I took my grandmother out onto the dance floor twice in that during the wedding reception and slow danced with my grandma at the wedding reception when my mom got remarried. Which that probably doesn't surprise you that it would do something like that. It was wonderful. You should have been there. Thank you, Mama Sketch Scars. Um, you know, and I know I know hearing that, I did something like that, you're probably sitting there going, I'm not a bit surprised. That's who you are. You try to do sweet stuff like that. I try. I don't always succeed, but I try. I'm still enjoying sobriety and I'm having a good time with it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Kind of going over my my vape here and oh, Princess Faye's probably heard me yapping. We're not going to stay live super long tonight. I want you all to spend as much time with your families as possible and enjoy the wonderful evening. Be thankful that that all of us that are here and able to be here. And if you're suffering from drug addiction or alcoholism, be thankful that sobriety, even if you don't have it in your life, be thankful that sobriety is at your fingertips if you want it. You have to want it. Um, I could be thankful for my sobriety because if I'd have kept going the way I was going, I would be gone. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be able to sit in front of a camera and say, I'm sober. That long-term sobriety is obtainable. I'm very grateful for that. And we can all be grateful that sobriety is obtainable for anyone who wants it. Um, I can be very thankful for that. So I hope all of you have been enjoying this Thanksgiving, staying close to our loved ones as much as we can, because this has been a crazy year. We're getting ready to say goodbye to the year 2020, and it has been a weird year, hasn't it? I managed to not get sick this year. There you are, Ron. Good to see you. I've managed to not get sick this year. I've managed to avoid it. I've been very fortunate to not get sick this year. I'm high risk. Again, for those that don't know, I suffered a stroke actually a little over 10 years ago now. I suffered a stroke. That's why I don't do my original profession. Um, but I'm here today, alive and well. I'm still able to work, and I'm respected amongst several of my peers in the work that I do. Even though it's in a restaurant, I'm still respected amongst many of my peers. Along with that, um, I have many people here on YouTube that love me for who I am, and I try to share that positive vibe with as many of you as I possibly can. I'm grateful that I'm alive to be able to do that. I have many wonderful friends that I've made here on YouTube, Facebook, you name it. I've met so many of you that have changed my life for the better. Um, not just before YouTube, but even since YouTube. There's been many of you that have been, instrumental in being a part of my sobriety. I can't thank you all enough for that. There's a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be thankful for this year. If you haven't gotten sick, you've managed to duck what's going on during this pandemic. You managed to survive all the crazy rioting that we've even had this year. I would say that that's a win. We have managed to survive one of the craziest years. And the worst of it is that, it's not over yet, but we've made it this far. Okay. 2020 has definitely been a, an interesting year. Who knows where we're going to be at by this time next year? Who knows what's going to happen? But I know that it can't keep going like this. That there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train coming at us. We can be grateful that at some point this is going to come to an end. And I often wonder, as I don't try to carry the weight of the world's problems on my shoulders. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to try to be a positive influence in a world that sometimes can only see the negative. Um, but I often wonder, what is the human race going to be like when we get to the end of all of this? What are we going to be like? I hope we're a lot better off. I hope that because I've even seen the last couple of years a lot of regression in things that we should not be regressing on here in the United States. I've seen more racial problems than I have seen since the Rodney King riots in the early 90s, for those that remember that. I haven't seen any racial problems like that. I thought that was the end. that we wouldn't see anything like that in my lifetime ever again. But here we are, and we have regressed as an American society. Um, you know, I've watched, I've watched people protest about their safety, saying that it's my right to put myself at risk. They're right, but they're also wrong, because if they get sick, is it not the right of the other people around them to not get it spread to them? You know, uh, if you will, Leonard Nimoy thought process. Um, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or in some cases, the one. Um, so something to think about there. I hope that we learn these lessons, these important life lessons like that by the end of all of this. I hope that we're a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser, and come out of this a whole lot better as a human race than we have in the last couple of years. I hope that we, and this is just coming from, just kind of an objective standpoint from a member of AA. I hope that we're a little bit wiser, a little bit smarter, or at least we can think a little bit more clearer. You know, that we can think a little bit more safely, I guess you could say. Be a little bit more accepting. And this year, um, you know, I mean, I'm so close to monetization. I know there's a lot of you that are going to ask, how am I on monetization? I'll go ahead and announce it now. When I looked this morning, I only had 239 hours left to go. That's how close we are. So 239 hours left to go. Um, Again, I'm very grateful for that. A lot of you have really been a major support, and I can't thank you all enough for that. You all have been just right there with me, shouting me out, "Hey, get in here, support Prince Mackham. He's getting close." I can't thank you all enough for that. And even earlier this year, I was running with a group of people that turned out to not exactly be who they said they were, but they even helped too. So I can't be too angry with them, and I can be thankful for that. They did help, and they did urge me during that time to get back into doing a lot of the editing that I do now. And my editing has actually gotten tremendously better, or at least I feel it has. I know, Ron, you've been in several of those premieres now, and you always tell me that you really, really enjoy what I do on camera and what I do when the footage goes through the editor and things like that. I know you really, you urge me an awful lot. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I first started getting to run with Ron earlier this year, I didn't exactly know what I was getting into, but I will say that Ron he was really down on himself. Um, yep, yep, exactly. And you've heard me talk about that, how I sometimes kind of fight myself from the previous year. Um, I want to take a moment right now, and because he's here right now, um, I know you're listening, Ron, so I'm going to take a moment for you, specifically for you. I don't always get to do this, but I'm going to take a special moment for you. Earlier this year, when you and I first, when you brought me into the eclipse, I really didn't have any idea what I was getting into. I figured it was similar to the previous group. But then, that other previous group turned out to not be who they said they were. And you pretty well opened up your ranks. You all have continued to encourage me and to push me to go further. Hey, what's going on, Harold? Good to see you, buddy. You've continued to push me further and to, you've kind of even let me get to the forefront of the group and kind of be a spokesperson, which is what I'm good at, stuff like that. You've kind of let me get up that close and do what I do. um, and you've really let kind of urged me to let my talents show. The previous group said they did that. Hey, hey, that's what's up, Harold. Congratulations, congratulations, well earned. But you basically kind of urged me up to the forefront. You've kind of let me do what I do, and I can't thank you enough for that. You've even kind of let me take in, kind of get at the forefront and be a spokesperson and, put that spotlight on me. And you didn't have to, but you did. And I know earlier this year, there's been times that, some people have said some pretty mean things to you. And there's been some people that have, uh, not been who they said they were to you as well. I'm going to say it right now. Those people don't know you like I've had the opportunity to get to know you. And I think you're a great person. I'm very grateful to be a part of the eclipse. And I'm very grateful that you brought me in. I can't thank you enough for that. Um, you have done exactly, you know, oh wow, yeah. I need to get in touch with you guys, have you help me set up, finish setting up StreamYards. I'm set up, but I don't know how to work it. So I'm gonna definitely have to nab you up and have you guys walk me through it. I think it would be a lot of fun. No, I appreciate you guys. And you and Gina both continue to really urge me to really be a driving force here on YouTube. And you and Gina both. And I know Megan, she's just so exciting. Her and Rodney are just so doggone exciting, and they really build me up. All right. All right. Well, we'll see what's kind of going on with the missus first, because I don't know if she's fully awake or not. Yeah, StreamYards is easy to use. That's what everybody says, but I'll be absolutely honest with you. Unless it's an editor for for you know, doing videos, I'm really not that good at it. I'll be straight up honest with you. If it's not, an editor, I'm really not that good. And you could pretty well just about set me in front of any editor, and I could just about work it. There's some of them I like more than others. The one that I like the most right now is Movie Maker 10. That's the one I really like. But I will tell you all right now, Windows Movie Maker, the old version, I actually liked more. The original version for like Windows 7 was probably the best. I kind of miss it a little bit, to give you an idea, so that's definitely something. But that's kind of where we at. You know, I wanted to take a special moment and really thank you, Ron. You and Gina both have really, really just been, you guys really let me get up to the forefront of the group. And I know when I told you guys that I was going to do kind of like, hey, when these guys say that I run a kick-ass channel, you guys, um, you guys kept saying that for me. And basically I wanted to back up what you guys were saying. Gina was like, what's going on? I'm like, relax. Remember me talking about, oh, gotcha, gotcha. And I know when I told you, you're like, oh man, you got to do this. You got to do this. And you guys really let me get up to the forefront like that. That's really awesome of you. I can't think you guys allow me to shine. You guys allow me to shine. The last group, not so much. Which sometime I'll have to tell you kind of how I was treated in that group. You might actually, I mean, I really haven't gone into a whole lot of detail about it. Um, I think the Halloween crawl-a-thon. Oh, Mama Sketch Cars, I'll have to give you a holler. I'm kind of hung up tonight, but I need to give you a call and see how you're doing. See how you and Dakota are doing. Been thinking about you guys. Happy Thanksgiving all the way from here in Missouri, all the way up to you guys in Oregon. We love you. And I can again be grateful. Um, and I know my old partner, Jammin' John, has been going through an awful lot himself. I continue to pray for him that he gets through whatever it is he's got to get through. Um, you know, he's he's going through an awful lot. But I know deep down, once things get settled and everything, and things get right on track, He's been releasing music, which I need to get a link to you guys. I think you might enjoy it, but he's been releasing music to I think like Amazon, and it's not bad. It's not my style, but it's not bad. You know, and of course, I got to do some editing for him a while back, and it was really neat. He's like, man, just he so love this production stuff you do because he actually literally sit there and watch me just click, 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 click. I'm an editor. So I was very grateful that he allowed me to do that for him. He had me take one of his videos and do that, and it was really special. Sometime I'll have to come up with Princess Faye and nab you up, Ron. You and I assume you have a sweetheart. I don't see how you couldn't have a sweetheart. We'll have to take a cruise around in Project Spirit wherever you guys live. That'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'll tell you one who I need to go hang with too. That's old KC, 23 KC. Oh my gosh, he's cool as heck. Awesome guy. I could just be very grateful that there's so many of you that continue to support me. Yeah, sounds cool. Um, Last night, Sounds of the 70s from the Prince Magnum channel. Oh, really? Right next to each other. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, well, that's how they do music nowadays, Mama Sketch. That's how they do music nowadays. It's not like it was when you and I were younger. The music was good. Now, for those that do not know, I mean, there is video of me on stage, serenading my wife on a karaoke stage. And what am I singing? Hello Again by Neil Diamond. Hello again. Oh, I love that song. That I sang that at our wedding reception. When Princess Faye and I got married, I sang our wedding song. And that was really, really awesome. All right, but that does bring us to a nice, relaxing stopping point for this evening. Thank you all for being here and allowing me, I guess you could say, into your homes today on this holiday, Thanksgiving. I appreciate every one of you for allowing me into your homes and sharing some of the things that I have to be thankful for today: sobriety, friendship, family, and all of you. I have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be thankful for. And I hope all of you have something to be thankful for today. Happy Thanksgiving, Harold. So that brings us to the spot where I get to say to all of you, every last one of you out there, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is, just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet, especially this Thanksgiving. And as always, for all of you out there, every last one of you, if no one out there has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.